Hello everyone, welcome to Paul Taylor Glass Lessons. This is going to be a business lesson and I'm going to be pretty much just talking about Instagram. Everything I've learned over the years, I've been on Instagram since I think 2014, so coming on 5 years now. And it's changed a bunch over those years. Instagram is a completely different platform than it used to be, but just like it was in the beginning, it is a great way to get exposure. It is, in my opinion, the number one platform, method, way of exposing your glass to the community. It used to be in years past, before Instagram, as far as online, it would be social media like MySpace, Friendster, Facebook when it came out, and you know they were the first ones to start doing like business profiles and things like that. But glass never really took off on those platforms. Back in the day, it was glasspipes.org and glassart.org, which I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think they're still up and running. But that used to be how glass artists would, get their work out there. In a lot of parts of the country, you don't have glass galleries, smoke shops, head shops, and if you do, they're kind of fly-by-night vape shops in strip malls that really don't cater to the glass art community. They're more of just, the cheap glass that they can get and sell and stuff like that. So Instagram, from my experience, has been something that allows people from all parts of the world, not just the little corners of this country, but literally all corners of the world, to really see glass art and get exposed to different artists and different styles, different techniques, and everything in between. Before Instagram, it was really just, you would go to your local shop, you'd have your few local artists that you'd be familiar with their work, and they were the heady glass, heady glass. Everything else was from China or India or just, basic imports. But yeah, now Instagram it's taken over me personally. It's my business has done a complete 180 from how I originally started it. Just a quick, 10-second rundown on my experience as far as being a businessman promoting my glass. I've been making glass since 2002. From 2002 up until around 2014, I was doing art fairs, street festivals, craft fairs, makers markets, every weekend of the year I would be setting up a booth and selling my glass and getting out there, but it was just exhausting and at a lot of times overwhelming. I'm not the most social person out there. I know, everyone's different. Like I like to meet people, hang out, but I can only deal with so much. So for me, it got to be a little bit too much. And then in 2014, I found Instagram, and it really just changed the way I look at glass. Like right now, I can just make what I want to make, show a picture or a video of it on Instagram, and before you know it, people are asking, if they want to buy it, how can they buy it, how can they add it to their collection, and to me, that's just that's the craziest thing. So yeah, Instagram changed the way I look at promoting my glass. I look at other artists promoting their glass. Instagram it's a way to get your work in households across the world. Basically, you're not limited to your small community, your local market. So, promoting your work on Instagram. Let me go through I've got a little list here that I'm gonna be glancing down at. So, yeah, helping promote your exposure, helping you network with other artists, with galleries, with just regular retail stores for wholesaling. Instagram is amazing. So, yep, the main way that I've found to improve following on Instagram overall is just engage with people. Whether it be going through other posts, just searching, the hashtag #GlassOfIG. Search that and scroll through. You see a cool piece of glass, double tap it. Like that piece, leave a comment, beautiful work, I love your work. If it's someone's private collection, say, beautiful piece, awesome collection. Just to show people that you appreciate what they're doing, whether it be supporting glass art or making glass art. And back when I started on Instagram, when I had, 200 followers, I would just scroll through. I'd spend close to an hour a night. I would literally schedule it. It would be, between 8 and 9 at night before I went to sleep. I would scroll through and just double tap, double tap, double tap, double tap. And I would like a couple hundred pieces of glass. The ones that I thought were really special or the posts were really nice, I would leave a comment saying, beautiful, great work. And you would be surprised how many people will come back and not only end up liking your work, but following you, and you gain friendships and build relationships with people just within the glass community, just by the simple act of going through and liking someone's posts. So don't underestimate how important that is. Even right now, like I'm not looking for more followers. I'm a little overwhelmed at the point with, how many messages I get. So I'm not looking to expand beyond where I am, but I'm still going through and appreciating the new artists and the new collectors and people who are just getting into this community, because without them, we wouldn't be doing this. Without them, we'd be working regular 9-to-5s and struggling. So yeah, go through and appreciate the other glass on Instagram. That'll help you just, basically build connections and get exposed to people who wouldn't normally see your work outside of you just, double tapping. Let's see here. Quality posts. That's something I really, really want to stress. A lot of glass artists, even artists who make incredible work, from what I've seen, a lot of them will just do a blurry video with the sound on and it's all staticky, and you can't tell what's going on with the piece. There's a focal point, but they're just focusing just below it or just above it, or I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Just make sure your posts are high quality. You don't need the best phone. You just have to know what you're working with, whether it be, take it outside when the sun is shining, get some sort of backdrop, whether it be just a piece of black cloth or a background, whether a hardwood floor, something that is neutral enough to make the piece pop and not have any distractions. So many times I've seen people just take a piece where it's like a blurry video when they're moving it, and the one thing you want to see, you can't see, because they're just trying to capture it in that light. So make sure your posts are high quality, whether it be photo or video. And from my experience, videos get more exposure overall than photos. I don't know what the reason is, or if that's like a true rule or a fact, but from my experience, if I were to take the same piece, post a video, and then post a photo at the same time, same caption, the video is going to get so much more engagement, whether it be comments, likes, views, what have you. Overall, from my experience, videos work better than photos. But don't be afraid to post photos. I post a lot of photos as far as like slideshows, if I want different angles, or if there's something I want to capture that I want to be the focal point, I want people to see, whereas in a video I'm turning it and moving it. So yeah, overall, videos are better, photos are great, quality is a must. Make sure that it's crisp, it's clear, you've got it cropped right where everything that you want to be seen is seen. As simple as that. It takes a couple extra minutes, but it makes all the difference. All right, the second thing, or fifth thing, 10th thing, I don't know how many things I've talked about. The next thing, hashtags. Hashtags are extremely important, but over the many years I've been on Instagram, it's changed. It used to be you would use every hashtag you could, you'd fit it, you'd have your little brick of hashtags at the bottom of your post that would help people find it. But from my experience now, the more hashtags, it gets less exposure. I don't know why, but I've been doing, for most of my posts, if you look through the majority of what I post, I do 3 hashtags. I just do Glass of IG, Glass Life, and Paul Taylor Glass, just so I can keep everything all in one. You click Paul Taylor Glass, you can see every post of mine, plus posts from collectors and other people who appreciate it. But yeah, so I try to keep the hashtags limited. I don't know if 10 or less is the best, or 5 or less, or what have you. But the fewer the better. My favorites, like I said, are Glass of IG, Glass Life, Glass Art, Best of Glass, just ones that are kind of completely glass specific, but kind of general, kind of vague, where it's not like Vortex Marble, like something that's very specific. Like those I'll use occasionally, but overall I want it just to be the main glass ones that people search. I know, I don't know about you, but I know for myself, when I'm bored, I'll just look Glass of IG and look and see what's being posted by people that I'm not following. Because the people I'm following, I'm familiar with their work, I know what it is, I know what to expect. But the artists out there who are up and coming, who I haven't found yet, I always like to look through Glass of IG. So it's in my opinion, really good to get your work at least exposed through those common hashtags. That way, even if you have very few followers, people are still going to be looking at your work. People are still going to see it, even if, you know, you're not immediately on their radar. All right. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, going through hashtags like Glass of IG and liking, commenting, all that is huge. I cannot stress that enough. Go through people's posts. You know, if you see someone who's posting a lot of glass, like a few of their posts, comment on a few of them. Build a relationship, even if it's just temporary or just, you know, an Instagram friendship. Do it. Do it all the time. Do it as much as you can, and you will be surprised how much that'll grow your following. Whether it be just, you know, them and their small circle, or branching outward to the whole community just by networking with a few people that know each other. So it makes a huge difference. Don't be afraid to comment and say things. Ask questions. Ask questions. You know, if you see someone's post and there's something that intrigues you, but you don't understand how they do the technique, or just, you know, have questions, ask them. Seriously, engage with people. I know I appreciate it when people comment on my posts and ask questions, so I suggest you do the same. It's really, like, if you want to get out there, you want your work exposed on Instagram, become part of the community, network with people, ask questions, engage. So, as far as selling things on Instagram, it used to be, you can do a post, you can write the word auction, opening bid this, increments of whatever, PayPal accepted, and then, you know, people would bid, everything would be great, it would be chronological bidding, everything was perfect. But over the years, Instagram has caught on. They're fully aware that we're making money off the platform. It's a free platform, there's money being generated through it, and they're not making their cut. So it's not surprising that they want to make money off of us. They, as you can see, like, I'm sure you've seen, you know, ads, you know, what's the sponsored posts is what they call it, something where people are paying to put their work on your feed. They want you to do that. They don't want you to sell something and not give them a cut. And to help prevent us from, you know, making money off Instagram, certain words or phrases or symbols from my experience will cause your post every single time, 100% of the time. It'll cause it to get less views, less response. If you use the word auction or words like bid, price, sale, shipping, dollar sign and numbers, and in a lot of cases just numbers like 100, 50, 20, whatever, like, I'm just speculating here, but I think those get put on some sort of list where someone, you know, manually sitting at a computer just goes through, or maybe it's just an algorithm, something that will take that post and remove it from the suggested feed. Because from what I've noticed, a lot of my likes, my, you know, comments, views, whatever for a post are not the people who are following me. They're people who end up seeing it, just going to the search feed and seeing a bunch of, you know, random posts that are, you know, catered towards them come up, and my posts will come up. But if I do something where I use a word like auction, sale, price, money sign, bid, reserve, shipping, anything like that, that post will not get seen by people in the suggested. It won't be suggested. So keep that in mind. If I were to just take a video of a piece and post auction, bid here, yada, 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 let's say it gets 500 views by the end of the day. I could take that same exact video, post it at the same exact time, and say, check out what I made yesterday. And it'll get 5,000 views by the end of the day, and dozens of people asking how much it is. And I can actually, at that point, name my own price for what I think it's worth for the time. I not put myself in a situation where I have to, you know, hope it doesn't sell for 20 bucks in an auction or something that's, you know, well below I want. So keep that in mind. Auctions, while some people still have success, I used to have great success. My business was, you know, majority Instagram auctions for years. It's changed. It's really difficult now. You use those buzzwords and you can definitely get flagged. I've had some luck doing things where I'll just take a video and I'll just say, like, you all know the drill, starts at whatever, ends at whatever. And it, you know, vaguely suggests this is an auction, and then they see people putting bids in, you know, most people know what it means. I've had a bit of success recently doing that, but overall, you know, just from my experience, just post the piece, be excited about what you made, explain what it is, and people will ask if it's for sale. If people ask in the comments, just say, shoot me a message. I don't like to actually put the price of a piece in a post, because not only does that kind of pigeonhole me, where it's like, I sell this piece, you know, who knows if it may be a prototype or something that I don't think is, you know, for one reason or another, I'll price something a certain way. Someone sees something that's similar but not exact, and it could be priced higher, and they all of a sudden get upset because they saw a posted price of another piece. And everything is unique. Every piece is its own piece, you know, even if they look the same. Oh, this color cost more, and you know, because it's got this on it, it took 20 more minutes. Like, there's so many factors that go into pricing that I personally don't post the price of a piece unless it's like something like a flash sale, where I'll say, first to call dibs gets it for 50 bucks. Something like that. It's usually at wholesale price, where I just, you know, I have a line around, and I like to help out the collectors. Like, I'm not looking to get rich off of the flash sales or, you know, the dibs posts, though those do help a little bit as far as making money, especially when, you know, end of the month I'm trying to make bills. But more often than not, the dibs posts, they're just something where I just want to help out the collectors and get my work out there. And with those, I'm not afraid, because I'm pricing it at wholesale, no matter whether it's put in suggested feed or not, someone's gonna buy it real quick. But overall, like auctions, they get flagged. Just post your work, and over time people will know it's available. Just shoot you a message, and when people ask, tell them, shoot you a message. And trust me, that works out a ton. All right, enough on that. Let's see here, blah, 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 blah. All right. One thing that I think a lot of people, I don't want to say succumb to, but like will jump onto thinking it'll help, is giveaways. Giveaways, I'll start off by saying, are awesome. Giveaways are amazing. They're a great way to give back to the people who collect your work and who have been supporting you. But don't expect to get a lot of followers from giveaways. Even if it's, you know, oh, just tag 10 friends and, you know, you're entered to win this and whatever. Like, when people follow, you may notice a small spike in your followers, a few more than expected from a normal, you know, week. But in the end, a lot of them will just unfollow you when they realize they didn't win. You know, their odds are 1 out of a couple thousand in a lot of cases with Instagram giveaways. So people will enter and then immediately, you know, stop following you. So don't expect it to be something that'll really improve sales or exposure or anything like that. You know, follower count, you may get a little bit, but overall it's better just to post your work and be yourself. Like, just be you on Instagram. The giveaways, they're awesome. Like, you'll see, I do a lot of giveaways, but I'm not telling people to repost things. I'm not telling people to do, you know, follow me, follow this guy, repost this, tag 2 friends. Like, it really, it's not worth the time. It's not worth the effort. It's not worth the stress you get from people who lose and say it's rigged or whatever. You know, there's always going to be unhappy people who want something for free. So do giveaways. Be generous with your work, but don't expect to get anything in return from them. As far as Instagram goes, they're not the best way to get followers. They're a good way to give back. So let's see. One thing, post as, you know, I don't want to say post all the time, but post every day. At least do one post, whether it be a project you're working on, finished pieces, something for sale, you know, something that you made years ago, something that you're trying to figure out, you know. So feel free to post sketches or ideas, concepts, ask people questions. Try to get people to engage with you on a daily basis, and just getting yourself out there regularly. Like, I personally will try to post at least 3 times a day. Some days are less. On weekends, I may do 1 or 2 over the whole weekend. Some days, you know, weekdays, I'll do 4 or 5. But I try to post every day, and from my experience, this really helps. Just get yourself out there. Get your whatever your name is, or your image, your Instagram, you know, photo, whatever. Get it recognizable. Get people seeing your work. Get your signature style out there, and, you know, on a daily basis on the suggested feed or just on people's feeds on Instagram. So post every day. 3 times a day is great, but, you know, just once a day is great. Just post every day, and from my experience, there's a lot I don't know, just a lot that you can get. Like, there's a lot of talented artists who will post once a week, once a month, and those posts get a ton of views, but people forget about them. Like, the lifespan, the attention span of social media is so short that I feel like daily posts are extremely important, because there's always something shiny and new. There's always something that's like, you know, the talk of the week, the glass community is buzzing about, but it changes every week. So post daily, and you know, don't be afraid to be yourself in those posts. So as far as promoting your art and then promoting yourself, remember, people want to know who you are. They want to know who creates the art. They can look at thousands of pieces of glass on Instagram in a matter of minutes. But as far as actually getting a connection with the person and knowing the person who is creating it, I think makes a huge difference as far as getting yourself out there and getting yourself remembered and known within the community. So it's not just posting your work, but it's literally like, don't be afraid to talk to the camera. Just say, hey guys, I really appreciate what you're doing. I want to, show you what I'm doing, yada, yada. Just get out there, talk to people. If you're doing something where you've got a question that you're going to type in there, say it in person. Just, getting your face recognized within this community, like the glass community on Instagram is not as big as you think. There's not many people out there that are really taking advantage of it. So yeah, get your face out there, promote yourself as well as your art, and so people can put a connection between the two, and there's almost a personal connection to it. So yeah, don't be afraid to promote yourself as well as your art. And all right, so one last thing. This has helped me over the years. It really helped me when I started out. Go and look at other artists' posts, particularly auctions and dibs and posts like that where things are clearly for sale and people are putting bids. And look at who is bidding. Don't be afraid to go and see like, oh, this guy bid $100 on this. Click on their page, like a few of their posts, comment on their collection, say, beautiful collection, great glass. And do that, spend an hour and comment on 20 bidder, enthusiast, collectors' posts. And you would be surprised how many times someone will then say, oh, someone likes my collection. They'll look, oh, they're a glass artist. Oh, they have glass for sale. Let me message them. I have gotten so many, not just sales, but regular collectors and enthusiasts from just looking at where collectors are. So yeah, go to other glass artists who are doing auctions and go and look who's bidding. Like their posts, like their comments, and let them know you appreciate them supporting the glass community. It all comes down to that. Just let them know you appreciate what they're doing, whether they're buying your glass or not. Let them know that you are aware of them, and that it's people like them that are keeping them in business. Whether they're buying your work or not, they are supporting glass art. So definitely engage with people, try to let them know who you are, but don't be too forward. Don't, just go out there and say, hey, I've got glass for sale. Do you want to buy my glass? I see you like buying glass. Why don't you buy my glass? Just let them know, hey, I see what you're doing. You're awesome. Thank you for doing what you're doing. Easy as that. And you would be shocked how many times people just, a little gesture like, oh, someone liked 4 of my posts. Let me see who they are. And then they'll see you, and, things can build from there. And it's not that hard to go through and like 100 posts. That can be done in a matter of minutes. It's really, it's just taking the time and showing that little bit of appreciation. So yeah, I think that's it as far as, Instagram goes. One thing, if you're planning on doing a lot of wholesaling through Instagram, which I think you definitely should, if you have some sort of production line available, create a basic catalog. That can just be, going through your production styles, let's say fumed spoons, fumed Sherlocks, and sidecars. Take your pictures of your Sherlocks, get 3 of them in different colors, and get a few different angle photos. Same with your spoons, same with your sidecars. And really easily just save those in your little photo library on your phone and have prices ready for each style. And when a store messages you saying, hey, do you wholesale? Just have a cut and paste message ready and send it to them and say, these are what I have, these are the prices. And it's really easy, and it goes a long way. Even if the shop isn't ready at that moment to jump on and buy, they'll remember you, and the fact that they reached out to you is, you know, is huge, because in the long term, they're gonna come back to you, they're gonna remember your prices, clear photos, and, you know, wholesale prices, they are what they are. You price them at what your time is worth. Don't look at other people's work and say, oh, they're wholesaling these for only $5, I guess I should do $5. No, if they're wholesaling for $5, that's their work. If you want to wholesale them for $25, that's your work. Do not worry about other people. Wholesale it for what your time is worth. So, yep, try to create some sort of wholesale catalog, or, you know, at least a collection of photos that, even if they're not exact, like, let's say the piece is sold last year, but you're still making them in that style, send those stock photos, have them ready for shops that want to know about your wholesale work. That way you can not have to stress about being like, oh, let me find pictures of what I have available, and oh, you know, look through old posts. Nope, just have a simple catalog ready. Take you about half an hour to get your photos and your little write out of your description, just cut and paste. It's easy, super simple, and it can go a long way as far as getting your work out there to different shops. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Instagram is awesome. You guys, as you all know, you've been using Instagram, and that's most likely how you found me. So yeah, easiest thing to do is be yourself, post glass regularly, post your other non-glass interests, and post yourself regularly, and just engage in the community. Comment, respond to comments, ask questions, whether it be asking other artists questions on their posts, or when you post, ask a question. Just get people to engage, and engage with other people, and post quality content. Post something that's unique, post something that's different. And if you're really struggling and you feel like you're not getting any exposure, post a funny video. You know, don't be offensive, don't go to the extremes. You know, some people do it, it works, but just be yourself, be funny, post something we can all relate to and all laugh at, and, you know, have a good time. Stuff like that works great. And just be yourself. Have fun, post your glass, make what you want to make, use the right hashtags, and you're good. So yeah, thank you guys, thank you all for watching. Can't thank you enough. I'm gonna have another glass lesson posted tomorrow. It's gonna be a doozy. I hope you're gonna be watching that. And again, or as always, ask questions. If there's anything that you want to know, anything you want me to teach in upcoming lessons, feel free to just ask away. Send me a message on Instagram. That's the best way to get to me. You can message me here on Patreon, but I only check my email once a day, but I check my DMs on Instagram 4 or 5 times a day. But either way, if you have a question, feel free to ask, and huge thanks. You guys are awesome. Really appreciate it. And good luck on Instagram. Get your million views and your million followers, and make all the monies. Cheers, everyone.